It's your World Humanitarian Ambassador and Humanitarian Professor, Dr. Prince Francis Origa. There's a component of humanitarianism I have been longing to talk about, and that has to do with traditional humanitarian services. A lot of people do not know that humanitarianism has been part of our human existence. It didn't just start now. It is not the white that just invented humanitarianism. Humanitarian services has formed part of the fabrics, our way of life, even at the traditional level, at community level. We have been involved in humanitarian services. Notwithstanding, a lot of people do not know that it was actually humanitarian services they were carrying out. Today, I want to help us to understand that there are certain actions that we take even at our various grassroots level, community level, which fundamentally has been based on traditions, customs, cultures, and the traditional or cultural humanitarian services are even the most kind of well-structured humanitarianism that we have. What do I mean by that? There are some clans you go to. Take, for instance, the eastern part of Nigeria, the race. Humanitarianism is so deeply entrenched into their ways, lives, characters, behaviors, the way they administer justice, the way they administer or relate with one another. Of course, it is also from the Igbo race I heard one of these saying, be your brother's keepers. Onya hala nwanne ya. This has been a coinage in the Igbo parlance that has continued to resonate with a lot of people in the course of their day-to-day lifestyle. And that is why in those days, the Igbos will have, once someone cries out, once someone shouts at night, you see people coming out. They want to wrestle, they want to rescue that person. But today, those things are gradually fizzling out. Now, if you begin to shout even in your neighborhood or at night, you find out that nobody will be willing to actually come out to rescue you. But in those days, it was actually part of our lifestyle, the way and manner we do our things. I haven't said this. Then, did we get to where we are? When we are growing up, we find our parents, they will call us at a particular point in time of the year. When you get to some part of Abia State, what they call Iriji, the New Festival, they had a period of time where they do storytelling. They will bring all the children outside. They tell them stories about how, to live in peace, and how somebody, was so wicked, and in the course of his act of wickedness, he died, or he was devoured, or the vulture fed on his carcass. All of those things were all in the bid to promote the humanitarian value system. Now there's a song, a popular song by Osita Osadobe, and he told a story in that song. And that story he told was about a king who deceives the people he leads. So every day, the king will say, oh, there's lion, oh, lion, oh, lion, oh. People will run out to check whether truly there was lion. They will not find any lion. Another time, the king will shout again, lion, 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 lion. Everybody, please, oh, lion. People will come out and they will not find lion. But a day came, the real lion visited the community, and the king started shouting, lion, lion, lion. Nobody came in rescue. And they thought usually, some people say, leave the king. Is that not the norm for king? That's the usual way the king will always, tell us, lion, lion, lion. And when we get there, we'll not find any lion. And so people got confused and they kept quiet and allowed the lion to devour the king. Now, what did Osadobe made us to realize in that story in his music? He told us that deceit, it's not the best. When you are leading people, you must learn to be honest with the people you are leading. Okay, now let me also delve more details into the things that we do in the communities that depict the act of humanitarianism. Do you know that the August women meetings that the Igbos do hosts, every year we have women coming back from different countries, different states, all visiting their communities in the name of what? What are they doing? Charity. They will identify community projects and they will start contributing, they will support it, they will build school, they will build hospitals, clinics, roads, and all manner of things, open boreholes, open town hall, civic centers. Those things are traditional humanitarian services, well structured. Now, what about the age grade system? The age grade system will find when you go to the Igbo land, the southeastern part of Nigeria, they have the age grade system. So the age grade system helps them to identify the problem of the community, solve those problems. It will include, equipping, building, renovating schools, equipping it, sending young children to school, those who are brilliant, and they also build markets. So each age grade have a project that they must develop, they must invest, they must establish. And this helps, to develop the community. This helps in humanitarian services to become part of our day-to-day lifestyle. So now, which means humanitarianism has been part of our lifestyle. How come these days many of us do not remember suddenly that humanitarianism has been the way of life of our forefathers even before it got to us? Many communities never depended on government to have schools, to have hospitals and clinics. Their individuals, illustrious sons, will return back during Christmas. They will conduct some kind of fun fair and all of that in order to raise, to do fundraising to develop their communities. So on this note, I want to encourage that those practices, those acts of ours that are associated to traditions must not be allowed to die. Culture in Africa has a lot of connectivity with humanitarianism, and we can actually use culture. We can actually use our customs and tradition to promote humanitarianism, spreading love, building peace. Now, what about the local traditional wrestling that we do have in communities, in villages, where people from other villages will come? It will be like a competition where you want to produce, the strongest man. And it promotes, cooperation, promotes peace and unity. So you can see that humanitarianism is not just a rocket science. It's not just a word that started now. It's been something that we've been doing right from time immemorial. Now, what about in those days where children will have to go and fetch water for the old ones, older men and older women, the widows in the village? It's been part of our culture, and we must continue to promote this act of humanitarianism. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I still remain your world famous professor of humanitarianism. See you again on the next episode. Thank you.